The warehouse. Inside the large grey warehouse is as typical as the outside. High ceilings, adorned with girders and rickety catwalks, top a huge utilitarian room. Concrete and steel walls meet a concrete floor. This is a place for storing things and nothing more. Despite the quiet on the outside, the inside is a hornet's nest of Lone Star officers going about their business. In the center of the activity is the Emerald City Ripper's latest victim. With uniforms everywhere, no one stops you at the door. It seems this case hasn't leaked to the press. Yet. Lone Star or no, you've got a job to do. Hi, Gira. Can I? Took a sweet time, didn't you? You know the traffic these days. Fill me in. We had time to go over the evidence while you were en route. Turns out this might not be a Ripper murder after all. I left the computer on in the office over there if you want to see for yourself. The victim worked here at the NTSB warehouse as a black box researcher. NTSB? The National Transportation Safety Board. This warehouse is used to go over the wreckage from plane crash to try and determine what happened. The Vic was in charge of their highest priority investigation at the moment. We've gone through the victim's computer and his case notes indicate he was selling secrets. Idiot kept a record. Spilling corpse secrets, not the wisest career choice. Nope. Some runner like you probably offed him to cover up his court master's involvement and try to make it look like a Ripper killing. Here's the office key. Check it out for yourself if you want. Let's talk to my friend. Dresden. Saul, surprised to see you here. Let me guess. Officer Aguirre tipped you off. Suppose you must have made an impression on him at the market yesterday. Or your cred stick did at any rate. He chuckles. Anyway, surprise! We've got another Ripper victim on our hands. Looks like business is good for Dial Morgue these days. I've been putting in some overtime, Dresden. What can you tell me about the victim? The victim's male, mixed Native American descent, age 38. Based on the condition of the body, it looks like he was killed around 2 in the morning. And yes, I'm a little tired. Body's been piling up like cordwood, it seems. Cause of death unknown. Several internal organs were removed from his body after death, quite gruesomely. I'm not sure if the killer even knew what they wanted before they started cutting. Not much else to tell yet, really. He does have a lot of pre-existing scar tissue, so he probably had a major surgery at some point in recent history. Unfortunately, with the organs gone, I can't determine the nature of the surgery. Nice hole where his chest was. So, what was on the butcher's shopping list? Well, the killer definitely took the lungs. The more I look at it, though, the other missing organs may just be eviscerated within the chest cavity. Is McCluskey getting any closer to a suspect? McCluskey couldn't find his ass with both hands. Don't tell him I said that, though. How's Officer Aguirre doing on this case? He seems like a real go-getter. Aguirre would love to solve it for McCluskey and get his gold detective shield. Plus, he'd love to see McCluskey suck it in front of his superiors. He's already tried to bribe me to keep information from McCluskey and slip it to him. I'm inspired by their tireless pursuit of justice. Did you take the money? He grins from ear to ear. Do you have any idea how much this job pays these days, ma'am? I don't think Aguirre's officer's salary is going to do much to seduce me into helping him. It sounds like the Ripper's taking a different trophy from each victim. Sam's liver, this guy's lungs. Any theories? Sorry, I don't do theories. I'm just a scientist who happens to prefer dead people. However, while there was massive damage in the chest cavity, I can see that the victim's lungs were transplants, which is interesting since another victim's missing heart was also a transplant. Granted, modern medicine has made organ transplants relatively easy, but it is an odd coincidence. But as a scientist, it's just that, a coincidence. This is only the third body I've personally examined. One of our other branch managers handled the other two. If I find that more of the victims are organ transplants, I'll let you know. Who's that woman over there? No clue. She just showed up. Next of kin, I think. I'm gonna take a look around. Good luck out there. Shannon Halfsky. You're not a cop. She looks up, watching you warily. I'm an independent. What's your relationship to the dead man? The suspicion in her voice and eyes departs almost instantly when the subject turns to the deceased. He's my brother. I've been trying to speak with him, but I'm afraid his spirit is too disoriented by his recent journey to answer me. You're a shaman? Yes, for all the good it's doing me. If I could just make contact, I might be able to deliver justice and allow my brother's spirit to rest. were there any other witnesses? Not as far as I can tell, not among the living anyway. Realization then dawns, bringing the light back into her eyes. But my brother's spirit may not have been alone here this night. She closes her eyes and concentrates, droning a low chant you can barely hear. Yes, there are others, other spirits who may be of help. Her features harden in frustration, as if she's searching for something that remains elusive. Sighing, she opens her eyes and fixes you with a stare. But I can't do it alone. What do you need? This warehouse contains the spirits of plane crash victims trapped between the worlds. They wish to help, they wish to be heard, and I think they have something to say about my brother's murderer. Ouch. Lone Star wouldn't let me in there, but you seem to have the run of the place. If you can find personal items that belong to the victims, I believe that I can summon a spirit to speak with us. I'll need at least 2 such objects. Can you find them for me? I'll do what I can. That door's locked. It's this way. You don't need to go right now. I wouldn't be able to use one of those either. The old poster depicts a svelte young woman posing with an assault rifle. There's the computer. The researcher's work cyber terminal has been left on, presumably by the Lone Star investigators. Alright, read the notes for case file number 95. The plane had several mechanical issues, resulting in a mayday at 3:04 a.m. The pilot reported the altimeter was reading in the negative values. The co-pilot takes over the controls as the pilot leaves the cabin to investigate the rear of the plane. The pilot cannot be contacted or located by a plane steward. The co-pilot radios in a mayday. The plane crashes into empty fields in western North Dakota. 96. Huh, a lot of redacted, huh? Case file 96. Pratt & Whitney unmanned identification 327 corporate owner Aries. Ooh. That's one of the big boys. Read the notes for case file 98. The file has been corrupted. Read the researcher's private notes. The notes that appear on screen pertain to NTSB case file 96, the crash of an Aries jetliner near the UCAS and Sioux Nation border. The crash is reportedly the result of an equipment failure. Reading further into the investigator's notes, however, you find substantial evidence linking the crash to an experimental rocket research initiative. The information could be worth a great deal to the right buyer. You download the researcher's notes to your PDA. Yeah, really, that was it? Huh. This appears to be the victim's locker. The door is slightly ajar. Inside you see several of the dead man's personal items. Inspect the toothbrush. It's still wet. Inspect the comb. As you reach for the comb, the hair on the back of your neck stands on end. The hair on the back of your hand stands on end, and when you take it off its little shelf, you hear your heart thumps in your chest, hard. This must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. You pocket the comb. This, again, that's just more of that. Okay. There's anything interesting in there, but I can't do anything with it, so... What's this? There's a large pile of old shoes on the ground next to the airplane seats. They could be discarded luggage or possibly the shoes worn by the occupants of the plane at the time of the crash. You find nothing interesting about the shoes in the pile. It's hard to say whether this heap of items and refuse recovered from a plane crash or simply trash that hasn't been taken out yet. A sticky substance of some sort seems to have seeped through the trash pile and your hands are quickly covered with the stuff. After searching for a minute, you unearth a handful of interesting items. Inspect the earring. The earring is made out of burnished steel, formed into the shape of a small salmon. An intense primal fear washes over you as you touch its surface. This must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. Enter lunchbox has seen better days. You can barely make out the face of a grinning troll on the front. Surprisingly, the credit stick is still functional. You slot into your PDA and 200 million is added to your account. Alrighty, I got my items. Let's go. It's just... Okay, I'm like, why is there only an arm? Where's the rest of the body? And it's like, oh, it's right there. It feels as though you found enough object. Yes, here they are. You handed the objects you found. She closes her eyes and chants over them for a time. When her eyes open again, they're filled with tears. Thank you. These items are all I will need. It shouldn't take me long to... What the hell is all this? Oh, look. It's fuckface. Officer McGuire trails after the detective, only meeting your eyes for a moment. She's the victim's sister, sir. This is a crime scene, officer, not some Salish drum circle. Watch your tone. She's in mourning. Watch your ass, else you're gonna find my boot lodged up in it. Now get the hell out. Come on. If we stay much longer, I'm liable to do something I'd regret, or worse, something I'd enjoy. God, I hate that man so much. That man is an ass. She stares daggers at McCliskey from across the warehouse. But there's no helping it now. I should just be grateful you're able to collect these items before those claws carted everything off. Can we still summon the spirit? Not from here, I'm afraid. Spirits such as these have domains to which they are anchored. We need to get back in there. Rent-a-cops like this won't tie up the place for long. Agreed. I expect it will be clear by nightfall. You sure you're up for this? It may be a bit of a rabbit hole, but I have to get to the bottom of it. As long as you can deliver and make it worth my while. If it means your brother's killer doesn't take another life, then yes. Thank you. Now, since we have the time, we should probably enlist some help. They may post security overnight. I'm gonna go out on a limb and so you know where to find the kinds of people we need. You could say that. Good. I'll put up the money if you find the bodies. She produces a fistful of crumpled nougat from inside a leather pouch, starts to count it out, then shoves the whole wad at you. Meet me back here at midnight. The spirits will be strong then. I mean, like, I guess they still have paper money. As you start to leave the warehouse, your calm like chirps and the face of Coyote pops on the screen. Hoy, Saul. You in the middle of something. Just getting jerked around by Lone Star, same old thing. I hear you. Her jaw sets. I don't know if I ever told you this, but I was born in the Royale. BTL pushers like Stevie J around the squats. Ran my world when I was growing up. I remember. She looks relieved. Whiz. I have a cousin, Gino, who's been missing for months. He hit the sprawl about a year ago and immediately fell in with some tweakers. Bad guys. They hooked him on high-amp dream chips and started using him for all sorts of drug. I tried to help him, but he pushed me away. Then he disappeared. I've been shooting at BTL labs ever since trying to find him. You're on a crusade. Maybe. That's what Mrs. Kubota calls it. Her face lights up. She's running hot, has a serious itch. I know exactly where he is this time. Got an old friend who's eyeballed him herself. I'm on my way. Peiko's with me, but could use another hand. You in? I need you right now. You know the deal, Coyote. I work, I get paid. Her face falls. I got nothing, woman. Call it a favor? Sure, maybe just wait for me to come out ahead anyway. Thanks, I'll send you the address. See you soon. Coyote's Crusade. The cluster of dilapidated buildings where Coyote told you to meet her appears to be the remnants of a public housing project. The buildings look like a cesspool filled with human debris. You find her standing with Peiko on a street corner, eyeing the roofs, the doorways, the windows. Despite her attempts to engage her, Coyote barely says a word as the three of you weave your way through the tenements. She walks purposefully, her new cyber hand flexing open and closed with each step. It's unclear whether the action is voluntary or not. You circle around the back of a building, and Coyote jumps up, grabs the bottom rung of a fire escape ladder, and pulls it down. Without a signal, she starts her climb towards the roof. Peiko looks at you worriedly and starts up the ladder. Thanks for meeting us, Saul. I owe you one. Maybe I can find a way to make this pay off. You never know. She brightens. Oh, hey, listen, I got good news for you. You know Sam's sister Jessica? One of my contacts found her for me while you were on your way here. I called her and asked her to meet you at the Union later today. Hope that helps. Good job. Thanks. She looks at you, her scarred face soft. Least I can do. Alright, let's get this done. My cousin, Gino, should be in one of the squats past the door up ahead. I hear there's a whole lab set up in there. From my experience, there's usually a lookout watcher for cops outside and a guard at the door inside. Like I said, I don't know how much firepower to expect. These guys are nasty, so stay on guard. I just want to get in, grab Gino, and get out. Right behind you, babe. Let's do this. I said clocker, it's clocker. Hey, dude. The orc looks twitchy, his eyes rolling in his head. He scans the three of you, looks past to see if there are others, licks his lips, and nods throughout as if going through some internal checklist. Hoi, hoi, how you doing? Good for a trip, ain't it? She leans in, whispers in your ear. This guy is a clocker, trades work time for chips. Part salesman, part lookout. Probably has a signal device for the guys inside. You wanna go on a ride? You saw BTLs, right? He grins a lopsided grin. Oh yeah, chummer. Oh yeah, better than life. Definitely better. Dream chips, mind benders, sim sense without peak limits, high octane intensity. What kind of rides can I go on? We got it all of it. We got it all. Yeah, what you want to do? You want to do some crime? You want to be bad? We can hook you up. Don't roll that way? Want to be a hero? Be a hero. We got fairy tale Drek charmers love. You name it. And you can slag and frag to your heart's content. That's the real thing, right? Slagging and fragging. Don't matter what the trip as long as there's slagging involved, right? Cody's eyes are hard for people's tight little pinpricks of hate. You do snuff too, don't you? The clocker looks around, more nervous now. Maybe, yeah, maybe, for the right place. You can feel it, what it's like to die, what it's like to kill. How does this place operate? How do I get in? That's the best part. The best part! It's a lab. They test the new stuff here, the hottest track. You can place a special order and they'll make it happen. You buy a pass card from the guy at the door. It'll get you in and out anytime you want. Then you can buy a beetle and slot right there. Our guy guards you while you're chipping. Safest way, chummer. Safest way. Don't you think you're hurting people selling them this Drek? His eyes stop rolling. He's focused, on high alert. You want to step back off of that? You want to step way the hell back? This is sprawl biz, chummer. It's the biz of the people, and by the people, it's for the fragging people. So slot off with that unless you're looking to get hurt. Alright. Alright then. Alright, good. Go on in and see my boy Charlie. He'll get you up with the pass card. You see Charlie. A concerned woman. Let's talk to her. The woman is probably in her 30s, but hard times have aged her. She looks at you with concern. Don't do it, friends. Don't slot that Drek they're selling. BTLs are killers. Theirs most of all. You sound like you know from experience. She pulls her hair back to show you. No implant. Then her mouth tightens and her eyes well up in tears. I do. I know. Lost my husband, lost my son, my daughter. They used her to record. Tears stream down her face. Do you have a pass card to get in there? No, but Jamal has my son's card. Took it off when his brain fried. Jamal's down the hall. I don't know if he'll give it up, but that's between you and him. What kind of guards do they have in this place? She looks around, frightened, and whispers. They're serious. This place is backed by the Yakuza. Japanese mafia. Oh man. How many, and what kind of firepower? There's a guy in the door, Charlie. He sells the passes to get in. He's not tough, blind in one eye. There's another 5 or so wandering around. 2 of them are bad news, covered in magic symbols. Mean. She's amped, ready. 5 or 6? That's not so bad. We have any surprise on our side. Any chip heads inside the lab? Yep. All day, all night, and they can be dangerous too. Chip heads dangerous? Once someone's chipped, they can set up any program they want, make them do whatever, turn them into horrors, killers, anything. We're looking for a kid named Gino. Do you know him? Who doesn't? He's here all the time. Gino's a clocker. Trades his time for chips, like the little errand boy. I saw him go in there this morning. Hasn't come out, so I imagine he's riding a dream chip. Gotta go. Ah, there's Jamal. Jamal has a look of a long-time chiphead, emaciated, hollow-eyed, but hungry and desperate. What you looking at, spike ear? Hey, you have a pass card. You hear right, I got a few. I sell them at a discount. Charlie charges 50 New for you, but I can get you 3 for 100. I was thinking 75, and I was thinking slot off. Fine. Charlie's an orc with an expression of boredom and one milky eye. He drones through his standard patter. Need to pass 50 new yen each, 150 for the lot of ya. That'll let you come and go as you please. You can chip in there and we'll keep you safe while you ride. BTL chips are separate cost. Last about 3 hours. Prices vary. Buy those inside. Got our passes right here. Great. Have fun. Keep him moving across the bridge. Yeah, I should probably... I put 21, holy shit! Yeah, I should up my karma a bit, hey? I find it weird that they call it quickness. I don't know, maybe that was what it's like in older editions, but in 4th it's agility? The entire floor of this tenement has been given over to a chaos of technology and squalor. Across the room, a chromed-out Decker argues loudly with an armed thug, abruptly falling silent as they turn towards you. The shotgun-wielding thug squeaks into panic. It's the crew that took out Stevie J's place. I told you it was only a matter of time. The man with the cyberdeck calmly speaks with a heavily digitized voice. You messed with the wrong BTL lab, Aho. This is a Yakuza operation. With a push of a button, I can make these tweakers into my own personal killer puppets. You're fragged. Salt, don't attack any of those chip heads. They don't know what they're doing and you could hurt Gino. No civilian casualties. Got it. I have a concussion grenade. Better than fragging the tweakers if they get caught in the middle. Where am I? Chip head. BTL security. You ain't so tough. Okay, where is this alleged... Here it is. We're not nearly close enough. Gonna move him up here and end his turn. Oh, that ends everyone's turn. Good to know. And a BTO bodyguard. God, Paco, you deal like no fucking damage. You're the worst. Operator isn't a chip head, right? Yakuza mage. Reload a bit. Bye. Get wrecked. Get wrecked more. Die, bitch. Oops. Sorry, bud. Better than life database. Well, forcibly end the puppet BTLs. Which hurts them, but there's nothing else I can do. Hey, I did it? Those poor tweakers. What do you mean, those poor tweakers? They should be fine. I don't think I killed any of them. Come on, let me talk to him. You eject the BTL Gino's been riding. He gasps suddenly and his eyes flutter open. He looks confused, worse than the other chipheads you've seen. His lips are white and chapped, his eyes sunk into his head. There's vomit on his shirt and sweat on his forehead. When he speaks, his words are slurred. He's burnt. What? What the hell? Who slotted me out? Who fraggin' slotted me out? Coyote is shaking. She looked horrified. Gino, it's me. It's Carla. Gino looks at her with glazed eyes. No recognition. Slot me back in, god damn it. This is bullshit. I don't want to be here anymore. Slot me back in. He looks around the room angrily. His hand reaches for his implant. Coyote grabs his wrist and stops him. Gino, no! Coyote, be careful! Gino wrenches his wrist from Coyote's grasp and he staggers back, reaching under his shirt and pulls out a gun. Coyote watches him, horrified, with tears in her eyes. Gino waves it around, blinking wildly. Back off. Just back the hell off. Take it easy, Gino. We're backing off. He presses his hand to the side of his head, his finger still on the trigger, squints. What the hell is wrong with you people? We're trying to help you. This is the way you help me? Look at this place. Look at me. He looks around at the squalor of the room, then glimpses his own reflection in the machinery. Oh god, look at me. Put the gun down, Gino. Come with us. No, you don't. You can't understand what it's like out here. I'm naked. I gotta slot in. Get away. He points the gun at Coyote. You're not gonna stop me. I'll fraggin' kill you first. Gino, no. I'm sorry, Carla. I'm so sorry. Coyote looks to you, tears in her eyes. It was beyond help, Coyote. I'm sorry, but he's at rest now. I'm not stopping. Not now. Not ever. She looks at Paco. Back at you. The angel of death. A real rain is coming to Seattle, and it's gonna wash the scum off the streets. I'm gonna burn every mother fragging BTL shop in the sprawl until they are gone. Every mother fragging one.